Right, here we are. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy day one, week two of May out of a 5-week summit. We are officially fully in May for issued and submitted business. I would love to hear in the chat, what are we celebrating from April? How are we feeling about May? Maybe drop one word of how you're feeling right now. If you have any wins that you want to shout yourself out. This is not a place to be shy or humble. Shout it out. If you've got somebody in your world, in your space, on your team, on this call you want to shout out, you can do that as well. Ooh, Kimberly's feeling hopeful. Girlfriend, yeah, seeing you on those leaderboards. Yeah, like a $3,000 app. Yes. Yes. If you can do it once, you can do it a million times. All right. Okay, Rick. Buying some leads, getting some capital. Love that. Oh, Jeanette, did you host a funnel training or did you go, did you get trained? Trainer, trainee?
I trained a tiny group of on funnel because they were completely just one had the funnel for 6 months and didn't know how to use it, and a bunch of them didn't even know how to get their A2P. So I said, go to little support chat and talk to
Oh,
human.
fun.
And
Okay. Yeah, I knew you're a dialer, so I
yep,
figured you were doing the training. Also, I don't know if it's the device that you're on, but you're really zoomed in. Is
I
that
know.
just how you're
I don't know what happened to my computer. If I put it too far away,
you
then
disappear?
then I disappear. Well, if I get rid of my background, but it's like I'm still, and I can't reach my mouse.
Oh, weird.
So
Yeah,
I'm like,
it looks
it's
like
not
there's
like,
some like Zoom setting. I didn't know if you knew if I mean, I'm sure you're looking at
yes,
yourself. You
it's
can see.
obnoxious. I hate my camera on to begin with, and then being zoomed in really is very
Yep.
uncomfortable.
Yep, I get it.
Super
The other thing
uncomfortable.
you could do, and this is just, if you care about it, if you take your background off and blur it, if you don't want us to see your background, you could blur the
Yeah,
background, but that might allow you to sit a little bit further back.
that's
Unless it blurs you too, because then you become the background. I don't know.
it doesn't
Um,
matter. Yeah, I don't care. I just don't like my face on, but I need to be on camera so you see me.
yeah, well, I appreciate even if if it's only a portion of your face, I'll take what I can get. Um, okay,
I know
Barbara
you.
owning up did not make her goal in April, but has 3 appointments today. Okay. Um, you also get to I mean, you still did you have your biggest month, even though you didn't since being in symmetry? I mean, maybe not in
Biggest month of actually paid, yes.
yeah.
Not the
Okay.
biggest month of apps submitted, but yeah,
Okay.
biggest month of paid. So
That's worth celebrating. Absolutely.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
that is progress. I love that.
It's making me really figure out I talked to my neighbor yesterday and we were talking about it. She goes, Barbara, this is what you're meant to do. Quit your day job.
I'm I'm team quit your day job. I've been team quit your day job since Ignite. So you have my support 100%.
Well,
Uh
I'm going to Bo on Tuesday, so
ooh, okay. I'm excited because I'm going to Bow in November. So I'm excited to hear all about it. Okay.
yeah.
Jasmine is getting consistent. Ooh, starting out, man, Razor Ridge is all the hype right now. I'm having serious FOMO because I have not switched to Razor Ridge yet, but we shall see. Excited and anxious to just keep growing. Amazing. Sounds like a good energy. There's like two things that I wanted to kind of dive into this morning, and I'm gonna try to mash it up. For those of you who are new here, I don't have like a script. I don't have typically. Every once in a while I'll pull out like a slideshow and I'll have something very specific, but really it's just like a topic and then we dive into that topic. We'll chat till 9:15, 9:20. And then I will stop the recording and I'll leave the room open for a little bit of time in case anybody has any questions or wants me to dive in to anything a little bit deeper. So a little bit structure. If you're used to the Monday through Friday structure in Jim's room, it's a little bit different. It's mine. This is my space, right? We go in some different directions, but ultimately the the intention and the vibe is the same here, right? That you are able to start your day, start your week in a high energy with your peers, right? I honestly think there's accountability just in showing up, right? We have a handful of people who are here religiously every single week. We've got people here who are here most Saturdays. And then we have people who come once and then we don't see them for a while. And so I really just want to invite you, if you work on the weekends, if you work on Saturdays, even some of the times, be here all of the time, right? Let this be something that fuels you and gets you into a space with other people who are also working on the weekends, also winning, and also are ready to elevate, who are ready to really go after their goals with some really real energy. Yes, Jeanette, it is my sandbox. It's, we could call it Marcy's playground, but that's been taken already. So, all right. Who was on? Drop a 1 in the chat if you were on Getting Unstuck this past Thursday with Brian Delaney and Jordan Hunt, but this week it was Brian Delaney. Was anybody on? Oh, okay. So we're gonna start with my topic number 1, and if I can weave in topic number 2, I will. If not, I'll save it for next week. Or I don't know, an Instagram reel or something. Okay, nobody was on. Okay. Brian Delaney shared something that was so powerful. And I want to like piggyback on it, but because none of you were there, I will start at the beginning. So I don't even remember who was sharing or what they were sharing about, but what he started talking about was voice number 1 and voice number 2. And he just referred to them as these two voices, right? We have one voice that's telling us to do the thing that we want to do. It's kind of nudging us, it's pulling us. It's the want, it's the desire, right? And then we have the second voice, which is the voice that comes in and says, "But are you ready? Are you good enough? Are you there yet? Do you have enough time? Do you have enough energy? Are you smart enough? Yeah." So it's the angel, it's the devil, and as he was talking, and then this gets mentioned a lot as I was in Voxer with Maura because we Voxer all day, every day. I was explaining to her, and how I was explaining it, I was like, "Oh, that's good." That first voice is your intuition. That is your truth. That voice number 1, that the one that says do the scary thing, make that big change, step outside of the box, buy those leads, switch that leads, sign up for that coaching whatever the thing is that feels like the nudge that's going to bring you in the right direction, right? That is your intuition. That is like, we keep things scientific here, you guys, because I think you can, depending on your belief system, you could also apply a layer of your higher power. You absolutely can. But here in this space, we keep things pretty religiously neutral, and we're really just looking at the science, right? So we have our intuition, and there's a little asterisk. When I say intuition, there's a little asterisk because all of our intuition is different. Not everybody has the same kind of intuition. There's different types of intuition. Our intuition lies in different parts of our bodies. Again, this is science and we can dive into that. If you guys have caught any of my human design calls, we dive into intuition. So we can kind of come back to that, but I want to talk. So this is voice number 1. So for those of you who are willing to get raw and vulnerable and real, I would like to invite you into the chat to share what is right now. Like, is there something that you feel this voice number 1 calling you to do? For Barbara, it might be quitting the day job, right? For Rick, it might be investing in the leads. I don't know. Maybe it's something totally different. Maybe Barbara's intuition is saying no, stay in the job, right? But we'll talk about voice number 1, voice number 2. But when we talk about intuition, we talk about what you really want to be doing. That's voice number 1. Then we have voice number 2. And I feel like naming them is really important, which is what I want to talk about, right? So voice number 1 is your intuition. Voice number 2, that is your conditioned belief system. That's your conditioning. That is a lifetime worth of society, media, your parents, your community, your friends, the world, Instagram, haters, trolls. That second voice is the conditioned mindset that we shouldn't, we can't, there's no room for us. It activates the limiting beliefs. that have been set since we were 8 years old, right? I'm busy, honey. You got your, okay, go search it. I'll tell you as soon as I'm done. Mom, I'm on my call. You want me to hold them for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry. So we have voice 1, we have voice 2. And I've talked about this kind of loosely before, but the most important thing that we can have when we're hearing this voice 1 and this voice 2 is the discernment of what is what. So if we're feeling a nudge or a call or a pull, and you guys, for some of you, it's a whisper. For some of you, it's like as you're waking up in the morning, you have this idea, but by the time you like lift your head off the pillow, the conditioned voice, the list of things to do, the patterns have already clouded out that idea, that thought. This is why meditation, hypnosis, where you can work with your brain waves can be really, really powerful because it gives that intuitive voice a space to be louder. And when we can practice that. But for some of you, intuition is very, very quiet. It is literally like a whisper while you pass a sign or you see somebody or there's a cut, like something sparks something, you have the thought. And just as quickly as you have the thought, you're on to the next thing that is real and logical. For some of you, you have a very strong intuition. For those of you who have a gut, if your intuition lies in your gut, drop a 2 in the chat if you can, and you might have to pause and think about this. If you actually know what it feels like to have a gut feeling about something. Drop a 3 if you do not. If you're like, oh, that sounds cool. Okay. Typically, so if you have a gut feeling, you might be having a spleen feeling, not a gut feeling. But the majority of people do kind of understand that. But there is a portion of people, I cannot tell you what a gut feeling feels like. My intuition does not lie in my gut. So intuition can be loud, it can be quiet. And just for certain things. Oh, well, that's it. That's I want to come back to that. That's an interesting one. So the discernment to know the idea, the nudge, the intuitive spark versus the conditioning, right? Because most of the time we talk ourselves out of the things that are going to move us forward. Those limiting beliefs, those conditioned beliefs, what society says, right, is telling us that, we're not ready and we're not enough and there's no way that that's possible. But every story, every motivating story we hear, what is the through line? Every person's story who inspires us, there is a theme, right? Which is they kept going in the face of adversity, which is they did the thing that everybody told them not to do. They were courageous, not fearless. I don't believe in fearless. If you are human, you have fear. You will experience fear. Courage is feeling that fear and doing it anyway, right? So the discernment to know I'm talking myself out of this because I want to stay safe and comfortable versus like I feel like there's a whole lot to be said about that space of I don't know if this is my intuition telling me I'm not supposed to do this, or if this is my limiting belief trying to convince me I'm not supposed to do this. And so to be able, and this is some of the work, right? Like the clients that I have on the coaching side of my business, this is where we really lean into like what is real for you and what falls into the intuition side, and then what is false for you and falling into that conditioning side of things.
Mama, hi.
Sorry, guys.
Do you know what the timing? No, I can't find it.
I can't help you right now. I'm on a call. Do you want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi to everybody? They're all saying hi to you. Okay, can I finish my call and then I'll help you? Nana's waiting to help you. Sorry, she's having a hard time being away from the swimming episode. Sorry. We have to find the swimming episode. All right, hashtag do both, right? We run businesses and we parent children at the same time. Okay, so I just want you to sit with this, right? There's always, I like to keep things really, really tangible, but if you can even stop, and whether it is journaling or throughout the day, like slowing down, pausing enough to say, that thing I'm feeling, like what is actually getting in the way? That thing that I want to be doing. I'm going to look at, we'll wrap this up here in a second. I just want to look at some of the things that you guys shared. Okay, Maura's got some very real recording her podcast and getting it to Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. I love this. Ooh, Barbara, yep, buy the leads and make the leap to symmetry full time. Jasmine's voice number one is telling her to dial today and to live dial. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jasmine, here's a thought too. If number two is saying you don't need to do that because you're good already, if you're good already, get in the live room so that other people who are not good can hear what good looks like. And now you're serving, and when you come from a place of serving, you're going to have better results. So I love that for you, and I'm excited to see you in the live dial schedule. I will show up for that for sure. Yep. And it will build your confidence. It will build your skill. So that even if you get like one little piece of advice from a top producer who's like, just don't use that word, use this word instead. And all of a sudden you're like, I've heard those stories of like, oh, I tweaked one phrase, or I stopped saying one thing, or I started saying one thing. And now all of a sudden my really good results became really great results. So I'm excited for that. Ooh, Kimberly. Yep. The work versus family. Be in the office above all else. Let that be non-negotiable. And maybe not all the time, right? But are there blocks where no matter what, you are dialing and you're running appointments? Okay. Okay, that felt like it went by really quick. There's more I want to say. There's always more I want to say. This is definitely a season of for people who have certain placements. It's a time to be heard. It's a time to share your voice. So I appreciate you guys being here to listen to mine. I'm going to end this recording. I'm going to hang out. If anybody wants to talk about anything more, I've got probably 10, 15 minutes that I can hang out for a little bit. But happy week 2, happy Saturday, happy weekend. I am excited to see all of you on that Weekend Warrior board. And if not, we'll see you Monday in accountability. Thank you guys for being here. And going forward, these recordings will be up on Monday. It'll be my assistant, her first thing on Monday will be to get this onto YouTube. So that will be the new flow because it's been kind of all over the place up until now. So Monday morning, that's going to be her first thing to do. I'm going to just quit recording, and here we go.